Hello everybody, this is Ali Online, and today I am here to talk to you about foraging, and I have 5 books to share with you that I have collected that I am currently reading and researching through to help me on my journey about learning more about edible and medicinal plants and mushrooms. I'm not an expert forager, like I said, I'm learning, and I haven't read through every word of all of these books. And a lot of them might only pertain to the area of the world that I live in, but I thought it would make a cool video just to share what I like about these books with you all. The first book I have to share with you is Edible Wild Plants, a North American Field Guide, which is an outdoor life book. I really like this book. It has a seasonal key, so it will list the time of year. I'm on the spring section, and it will go through all of the plants that are listed in the book. It'll show where you can find them blooming. I think it just has a map of America right there. I think it's just really cool because it will tell you what page the edible plant is on. It tells you the region you can find it, the habitat, and it also has these little icons for edible uses, and it will tell you if there are any lookalikes that are poisonous or any parts of the plant that are poisonous, anything like that. I feel like this is a really good book for a beginner who's living in North America like me. So if you live in North America and you're interested in learning about foraging plants for yourself, I highly recommend this book. This is a really good one. The next book I have, I've been using more as a tool just to learn more about mushrooms. I haven't used it as a guide to forage necessarily, but this is the National Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Mushrooms. This is not a book that has all of the edible mushrooms listed out, as in like, here's a bunch of things you can eat. Like, there are deadly mushrooms in this book too. It's just about how to identify any type of mushroom that you see, and I really like it. There is just this humongous section on full color pictures of mushrooms, and they have the names of them with the page numbers that have more descriptions on them, and they have them broken down into these categories. Like the section I just opened it up to is mushrooms with free gills, so there's that. There's also chanterelles and other vase-shaped mushrooms. You can see these pictures there, and I just think it's really interesting. And what I'm doing right now in my foraging journey isn't going out and collecting mushrooms to eat or anything, but I am trying to do a lot more of mushroom photography, because that's something that really fascinates me, and I am then bringing my photographs back and analyzing them so that I can identify them in this book. Next up is a book I haven't actually looked through a lot compared to the first 2, but I still think that this is a really good thing to have for myself. It's the Eastern Central Medicinal Plants Peterson Field Guides, written by Stephen Foster and James A. Duke. It's got some nice echinacea on the front, which, if you know about echinacea, that is a really good medicinal flower. Comment down below if you know what it can be used for. The one thing about this book that I'm not a super huge fan of is that it's just drawings of the plants. There's no actual like pictures that show the colors of the leaves or the colors of the flowers, but it's still very descriptive, and it says a lot of the things I like about the Edible Wild Plants book, where it'll tell you if something has a toxic or potentially deadly lookalike, or if a part of a plant shouldn't be harvested at a certain time of year. It'll say that, but it's very similar to the Edible Wild Plants book, where it has the uses listed out. It has the where to look for it listed out. And so I think this is a really good book to have as well. This next book is not necessarily a foraging book, but it is just this dandelion medicine book that was gifted to me. It has remedies and recipes to detoxify, nourish, and stimulate, and it's by Bridget Mars, an herbalist. And I think that this is really cool. I've been trying to learn a lot more about dandelions because I feel like you're kind of taught growing up that they're weeds, but they actually have an extreme amount of health benefits. And I think that that's really awesome, and I think dandelions should be utilized a lot more. We actually have a huge amount of them in my yard. So I know we don't use pesticides here, so I'm going to be making lots of things from the dandelions we have here and reading up about the ways I can utilize them in this book has been helpful. The only thing I want to mention is that technically this book has a lot of recipes that you can utilize dandelions with that you would have to adapt to fit a vegan lifestyle, but I still think that this book is valuable and you can easily change up the recipes with other things. And finally, this is a book that I recently obtained. I haven't looked through it too much, but I think it's going to be a very good book for when Lucy gets older. It's Foraging with Kids. It's got 52 wild and free edibles to enjoy with your children. This includes not just plants, but also mushrooms, which is really cool. I like the designs that are in here. There's little like splatters on the pages and it just looks really cool. There's no color images, but you can still kind of decipher what everything is supposed to be. It shows these cute pictures of some morel mushrooms, which are still very elusive to me. I have no idea how to find them, but I see everyone foraging them right now and I'm jealous because I would love to try them. But one other thing is this is also something that includes recipes that are not strictly vegan, but can easily be adapted to a vegan lifestyle, so don't let that discourage you from checking this one out. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me and for checking these books out with me. It's been really fun talking to you today, and I hope that if you are interested in foraging and learning about plants too, that you just go for it. And if you ever want a friend to talk to about foraging, I'm here for you. Just leave me comments down below and let's just learn how to discover what this planet has to offer us and just enjoy nature to the fullest extent. Thank you for watching. Bye.